Martinique escaped relatively unscathed from hurricanes this past autumn, but Maria did damage many banana plantations.
It's the main production on this island, it's the main export. So many people in this island work in a banana plantation.
In fact, every year Martinique exports 200,000 tons of bananas to France alone.
But also for local people, you have to eat a banana every morning.
The most common variety of banana is the Cavendish, one of more than 1,000 types in all. Here in Sainte Marie, the Banana Museum abuts a 100-acre plantation. A banana plant takes 9 to 11 months to produce a bunch, the only bunch it will ever grow. Several plantations on the island have been repurposed as museums. Napoleon's great love, Josephine, was born here in Martinique in 1763. This estate is where she spent the first 15 years of her life. La Pagerie was Josephine's family's sugar plantation. Josephine is a controversial figure here. It's believed she helped influence Napoleon to reinstitute slavery in the French colonies. One plantation on Martinique's east coast has reclaimed its past. The 400-acre habitation Clément had many owners until slavery was abolished on the island in 1848. At the end of the 19th century, a wealthy black doctor named Omer Clément bought the estate.
He was one of the first able to buy an estate of this size. He made first sugar, and after he made rum. It was in the period of the First World War, because France asked to the colonies to make a lot of rum.
Development manager Celia Saint-Ville says Omer's son Charles then perfected the fermentation process, and Clément Rum's reputation grew.
We produce rum with the pure sugarcane juice. It's very important, and it's different from industrial rum because they are based on molasses.
Saint-Ville says Clément Rum is the only rum in the world with an AOC label from France, proof of strict standards for its origin and distilling process.
The best rum of the world is the rum from Martinique. The best rum of Martinique is the Rhum Clément.
Habitation Clément is also home to a sprawling sculpture garden and a museum. In a quiet, shady corner of the property, a lone coffee plant with a long backstory. Marie Hardy is a historian and a researcher here.
Martinique is the first island in the Caribbean to start the production of coffee, and it's from Martinique that coffee production spread.
Because coffee was a European craze in the 1700s, Gabriel Declue, a French naval officer, made it his personal mission to introduce coffee to Martinique, where he had been stationed. In 1723, he packed a French coffee plant for his long journey to the island.
When they left France, they had a big storm in the middle of the sea. After that, there was a lack of drinking water on the ship, and the story goes that Declue had to share his own ration of water with the coffee plant to keep it alive.
Declue made it to Martinique, coffee plant alive and well.
Coffee production spread really fast. By the end of the 18th century, we had about 1,000 coffee plantations on the island.
But by the 19th century, disease claimed many crops. Meanwhile, coffee plantations spread to the rest of the Caribbean and to Central and South America.
Today, there is no large-scale coffee production in Martinique, but the government really wants to develop this activity in the future.
Among the island's history makers, two writers and intellectuals, the poet and politician Aimé Césaire and the philosopher and psychiatrist Frantz Fanon. This former city hall turned museum and theater in Fort-de-France is named after Césaire. He was mayor here and died in 2008 at age 94.
Thanks to Aimé Césaire, we were born.
Elizabeth Landy is a city councilwoman.
He was the first black person who in the 30s said that being black was about being proud. And he was very close to the people of Martinique, so he's a little bit like our father.
One of Césaire's students was Frantz Fanon, who wrote two groundbreaking books that helped revolutionize attitudes toward colonialism, The Wretched of the Earth and Black Skin, White Mask.
Son métier de psychiatre.
His profession as a psychiatrist really helped him understand how colonialism could destroy somebody's soul. And he really worked to basically help people recover their dignity.
Césaire and Fanon had great respect for each other.
They both were at the Black Writers' Congress in Paris, and Césaire dedicated a poem to Fanon titled Silex, which is a very hard stone that cannot be destroyed, but the silex can be used to destroy evil.
So much interesting history in addition to the beauty they have there. Interesting food history as well. I didn't realize there's 1,000 varieties of bananas, 300 of which or so are edible.
There you go, but some of them are decorative, kind of like the purple one that we saw in the piece. But the Banana Museum is actually going to start a new restaurant where they're going to have a variety of banana dishes for people to try, which I'm sure will be totally yummy. And then back to Clement Rum, well, they are doing very well. They're sold now in over 100 different countries, including the U.S. So, yum, yum, rum, rum. There you go.
So you enjoyed yourself. Next up on Postcards, you'll see these two island icons.